I haven't done too many drugs in my life. I had an uncle that was a drug addict, and that influenced me to never do drugs because I was too afraid that I would get addicted. Um, I've pretty much only done alcohol, pot, and I did shrooms once. That was quite an experience, though. The time I did shrooms, I was with a couple friends from high school, but we were in college and just back home in Hawaii for summer break. And we did it late at night. And we were about an hour into our shroom trip, and we started seeing like faces on the wall. And we were chitty chatty, contemplative, and someone had the great idea that, man, we should walk down to that graveyard that's like 4 blocks down the road. So, of course, we went to the graveyard at, I want to say 1 in the morning. It was late. It wasn't graveyard going time, for normal people. And this graveyard is notoriously haunted if you read any book about Hawaii culture. It's Manoa Graveyard. And we walked for what seemed like an hour, but I think it was like maybe a quarter-mile into this graveyard. And we got to this giant tree. I'm not sure what type of tree. It was like a banyan tree, actually. And it was huge, and like at the base of it, you could walk into this tree. It was kind of like a room. And it was just like the sketchiest feeling. So like, I didn't want to go in the tree. I was like, no, I'm not going to go in that tree. But, my friend was like, dude, this is a tree and we got to go inside of it. So he goes into the tree and he's like staring at the wall of the tree, just hanging out. And I was like, whoa, whoa! And he jumps out of the tree and he's like, whoa! And I'm like, dude, what happened? He's like, I think, dude, you gotta go in there, man. I'm like, I'm not fucking going in there. What happened? He's like, you gotta go in, man. I think an old lady is in the tree. And I was looking at the darkness, and an old lady popped out and reached at me, and I was like, okay. He's like, Scott, you gotta go in there. And I was like, fuck that, I'm not going in there. I goes to my other friend, yo, you gotta go in there. We're both just like, no thanks, no banyan tree ghost for me. I'm pretty happy just out in the graveyard looking at gravestones, So he decides he's gonna go on one more time just to confirm. Goes into the tree, he's in there 10 seconds. Sure enough, whoa! He comes out, he goes, run! He sprints faster than I've ever seen anyone sprint. And this is like a tall, lanky kid. And like, he was running like, God, what's that Jamaican sprinter's name? Usain Bolt or whatever. Like, this guy takes off. I'm much faster than him. He's not in shape. He takes off running and like, his legs were just moving kind of like cartoon figures. Like the spinning motion where they're just like Roadrunner or something. And I'm running as fast as I can, but I'm also laughing hysterically because it was like probably one of the funniest things I've seen in my life, watching him just run 30 miles per hour out of this like graveyard. But the eerie thing is, the moment I took one step off of the graveyard property onto the sidewalk, it started pouring. Like literally the moment. It was weird. And then the next day we decided never to talk about it again.